Soon after the dawning of the 20th century, the winds of change began to blow. Events were to take place which would change the course of mankind forever. The atomic age had arrived. As man detonated weapons of immense power, lights started to appear in the sky in a way that suggested that something was following the course of events. The shattering thought imposed itself that we were perhaps not the only inhabitants of the universe.
The final months of the war saw reports of some of the most mysterious weapons ever released by the Nazis. Were these real weapons or just exotic prototypes? The US Air Force called them Foo Fighters, a term for unidentified flying objects. In January 1945, a New York newspaper wrote of mysterious Foo Fighter balls which race alongside the wings of American bow fighters flying intruder missions over Germany. Pilots have been encountering this eerie weapon for more than a month in their night flights. US Army Air Force Lieutenant Donald Myers described one of them chasing him down the Rhine Valley. I turned to starboard, and two balls of fire turned with me. We were going at 260 miles an hour, and the balls were keeping right up with us. These objects may have been small remote-controlled glass fireballs. Designed by the SS, they were intended to distract Allied pilots and break up bombing formations. Other evidence suggests Nazi scientists may have been developing an even stranger aerial weapon.
Оказывается, опаснейший враг летчиков, шаровые молнии, могут быть поставлены на службу авиации. Окружив самолет плазмой, можно резко снизить сопротивление воздуха и увеличить скорость полета в десятки раз. Плазменная аэродинамика открыла перед российской авиацией фантастические возможности. Оказывается, можно облететь земной шар за несколько минут. И это далеко не все возможности, открывающиеся при изучении атмосферной энергии.
Летящий самолет, лишившись подъемной силы, входит в неуправляемый штопор и разрушается под действием огромных перегрузок. То же самое происходит с боеголовкой ракеты. Она спотыкается, начинает вращаться и разрывается собственной кинетической энергией. К сожалению, американцы отказались от участия в проекте. В 1992 году на артиллерийском полигоне Владимир-30 в условиях строжайшей секретности прошли первые стрельбовые испытания плазменного оружия. Специальные наземные генераторы сфокусировали плазменный коридор, в котором летел тщательно пристреленный артиллерийский снаряд. Под действием плазмы боеприпас изменил траекторию полета и ушел в сторону от цели. Результаты этих испытаний надолго были закрыты грифом «Совершенно секретно».
The American Naval Deep Space Command, who also call themselves the Guardians of the High Frontier, are responsible for the location and identification of all objects in space around Earth. It's their claim that they can track and identify an object as small as a football at a distance of 30,000 miles. They refer to unrecognized tracks as unidentified orbiting objects and have been known to locate up to 6,000 of these in a 3-month period. Their area of responsibility lies outside the Earth's atmosphere. Below this level, the monitoring of the sky is taken over by NORAD, which is the North American Air Defense Network. Larger radio telescopes are on station throughout the world. They can scan the heavens to distances of hundreds of light years. This network of space surveillance ensures that any object heading towards the Earth can be tracked from a vast distance. As an object approaches, it is monitored throughout its journey. If any object should land or crash on Earth, the contact point is known immediately, and quick response teams swiftly arrive on the scene.
Here in New Mexico, an army base close to a small town called Roswell became the focus of attention on July 2, 1947, when Bill Brazel, a farmer, found a crashed disc-shaped craft on his land. The military arrived on the scene and quickly isolated the spot when they found debris scattered over a wide area. Coming down to Earth, it ceases to be free space, with systems to monitor every move.
I happened to see flying saucer on several occasions on the radar. I even intercepted with 4 jets in 55, and it was clear to me that the saucers we intercepted could hear what I told the pilots, because they reacted on my instructions to the pilots. It was one day when one of my people in the radar called me and said, "Major," I was captain at that, "Captain, we have something on the screen which passes with a speed of 18,000 kilometers per hour. Impossible. Nothing could fly with that speed. I went out there, yes. They were passing with 18,000 kilometers per hour. All of a sudden, after some while, they did not pass anymore. They were stationary around the field. And they came and they left without we could see it. All of a sudden they were there. All of a sudden when the sweep came around, they were gone. I contacted the operations officer and the station commander. They both came out and they wouldn't believe me. I said, "Give me 4 aircraft and I'll intercept them." Okay. Sometimes there were about 20 objects around the field, and sometimes we were down to a few. It was fog, and therefore a lot of people afterwards said, "Oh, it was inversion," but it was not. It's proven afterwards it could not be inversion, which is a meteorological phenomenon. So at 11 o'clock I had 4 jets at the runway, and at 11 o'clock the fog lifted so we could take off. And I ordered the 4 jets to take off. In that moment there was 12 objects around the field. And when I said you are cleared for takeoff to intercept unidentified flying objects, 10 of them went away. Right when the sweep came back, there was only 2 left. One 10 miles north of the field, one 15 miles south of the field. I sent the 2 aircraft to the north and the 2 aircraft to the south. 2 aircraft to the north came first, and I said, your boogie, which is the object, is 12 o'clock straight ahead. 12 o'clock. Distance 5 miles, altitude unknown. Do we have it in sight? Gone. Came the next one. When it came up, I said, your boogie is 12 o'clock, range 5 miles, altitude unknown. Do we have it in sight? Gone. So it was clear they could hear what I said.